From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News Weekend Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. I'm Katie Looper. Our top story tonight. On New Year's Eve, Alaska State Troopers received a 911 call from a residence on the Elliott Highway. Troopers responded and attempted to stop a vehicle that was leaving the area, but it sped away, traveling up to 70 miles per hour at times. Troopers pursued it using spike strips that caused one tire to deflate. The vehicle stopped at mile 19 of the Elliott, but when troopers attempted to contact the driver, he reportedly backed into the trooper vehicle, injuring the officer. Troopers arrested 49-year-old Jay Nelson of Fox. Nelson was booked at the Fbx Correctional Center on charges of failure to stop at the direction of a peace officer, driving with a revoked license, felony DUI, felony refusal, assault in the third degree, vehicle theft, and probation violation. A 26-year-old mulatto woman is being held at the Fbx Correctional Center on charges of felony assault. According to Alaska State Troopers, Christina Cata is accused of stabbing another woman in the face with a fork on New Year's Eve. The 57-year-old victim reportedly had injuries to her forehead and cheeks and told troopers that the suspect also kicked and hit her. Less than 2 weeks after the Fbx 4 were released, an early morning plane crash killed 42-year-old Doug Demarest during an unauthorized flight. The pilot's wife is Catherine Demarest, an attorney who represented George Freeze pro bono during the Fbx 4's 5-week trial to prove their innocence. K2UU, our sister station in Anchorage, reported a family friend and co-worker of the wife has said that Doug Demarest's death was a suicide. Together they have 2 children. The Fbx 4 is arranging an emergency fundraiser to show their love and support for the Demarest family. The 4 men want to bring supporters together to pay it forward during this difficult time. The fundraiser is this coming Monday at the Chief David Salmon Tribal Hall. The event will run from 11 to 2:30 with a barbecue lunch and raffle. Alaska's minimum wage went up to $9.75 an hour yesterday, an increase of $1 an hour from the previous set amount. For an Alaskan who works full-time at minimum wage, the increase will result in additional earnings of approximately $2,000 per year. The Alaska Department of Labor and Workforce Development estimates approximately 12,000 jobs in Alaska currently pay less than $9.75 per hour. In November 2014, Alaskans voted in favor of a ballot measure to increase the minimum wage from $7.75 to $8.75 on January 1st, 2015, and to $9.75 on January 1st of 2016. The ballot measure will also adjust the minimum wage each year for inflation beginning in 2017. An additional condition requires that going forward, Alaska's minimum wage must remain at least $1 per hour over the federal minimum wage. State officials say that companies that pay salaries must meet the minimum wage amount.
People that are affected by minimum wage, a lot of these are the manual laborer or a sheetrock hanger or a commissioned salesperson. Even though they're not being paid an hourly rate, at the end of the pay period, they must make at least minimum wage, even though they're not being paid by the hour. All hours worked times minimum wage is the least amount their paycheck can be. So even if they're getting paid a square foot or salary.
A new housing report out today indicated foreclosure rates in the Fbx area are falling. These figures from CoreLogic show foreclosure rates in October at nearly 0.5%. The Fbx rate is lower than the national foreclosure rate, which sits at over 1%. The report also says that the local mortgage delinquency rate is down from what it was at this time last year. And some of our most influential role models are teachers. We spend at least 6 hours a day learning through them and looking to them for advice and guidance. Through the BP Teachers of Excellence program, anyone can show their appreciation to their teacher by nominating them for an award. The program was initiated in 1995 to recognize exceptional teachers around Alaska. Last year, they awarded 6 teachers in Fairbanks, and Amy Brown, a math teacher at Hutchinson, won Teacher of the Year. Over the past 21 years, BP has honored over 600 teachers in Alaska for their dedication inside and outside of the classroom. Many go above and beyond their teaching duties to help students live to their fullest potential. If you have a teacher in mind, you can nominate them by February 1st at bpteachers.com. When we come back, we take a look into another one of the 21 agencies that make up the United Way of the Tanana Valley. We'll have the details. Also, the North Slope Police Department is being put under investigation because of accusations of items being stolen from the evidence room. Those stories are coming up next. Stay with us. Welcome back. An investigation is reportedly being conducted in the North Slope Borough Police Department. An officer there is making accusations that drugs, guns, and money went missing from the police evidence room, and from that he became a victim of retaliation for reporting it. Austin Baird at the NBC affiliate in Anchorage has the details.
Top officials from the North Slope Borough Police Department face federal and state investigations following allegations from a fellow officer. That's according to a letter from the Alaska Police Standards Council to the FBI.
For misconduct regarding their involvement in the failure to investigate missing evidence at the police department evidence locker in Barrow over a period of years.
The Police Standards Council letter mentions an FBI probe into allegations from Officer Gary Moore. In documents obtained by Channel 2 News, Moore claims that former police chiefs Kelly Alzaharna and Leon Boyer, along with current Lieutenant Philip Breimer, have all played a role in keeping the department from figuring out why evidence has gone missing.
The allegations are false. What is true, allegations of misconduct on any administrative part, is false.
In a complaint filed this April, Moore claims that in 2008 he discovered guns, money, and drugs missing from the department's evidence room. He told his superiors about it, but he claims nothing has been done to fix the problem.
There's a good old boys club, I think, within lots of police departments.
Moore's attorney alleges a cover-up to keep anyone in the department from getting in trouble, and he says Moore has faced retaliation. One of the former chiefs tells a different story.
So at least through my administration, we were very well aware of the issues in the evidence room and lack of ability to track things and find things.
An FBI spokesperson would only say, if it's something that we're actively investigating, I cannot confirm that. APSC offered only the letter, and the North Slope Borough would not answer any questions.
It's time once again to spotlight another one of the 21 agencies that make up the United Way of the Tanana Valley. Tonight we focus on the Literacy Council of Alaska. Here's Mike Schultz.
The Literacy Council was started in 1973 with a mission of always helping change lives through literacy. Mike Kalasa has been the executive director for 9 years, and he says the United Way plays a major role in their day-to-day operation.
The United Way does two very important things. The first one, of course, is financial. The United Way provides tens of thousands of dollars every year directly to the Literacy Council, and all that money goes directly into our programs to help change lives through literacy. The second thing that the United Way does is allow us to collaborate and partner with other agencies, 19 other agencies here in the community, so that all of the health and social service groups in the community can work together to not duplicate services, to provide wraparound services from birth till death. If people are adopting, if people are looking for counseling, if people are looking for educational services, emergency relief, Boy Scouts, all of these things are provided by the United Way agencies, and we all work together so that the community as a whole can benefit.
I next asked Mike, with his tutors and his staff, what makes him most proud of their accomplishments.
I'm most proud of the lives that are changed. I have seen so much change here at the Literacy Council over the last 5 years, to where community has really been created. And the community is an educational community. And that's really what we're doing. So it's young lives that are being changed, young children that are being challenged so that instead of their goals of being poor or being cool or having no goals at all, these children are learning, and they're being challenged to learn and grow and see that they can succeed in school and have fun.
Finally, during his time with the Literacy Council, what is one of his most rewarding moments that he can remember?
We're doing an incredible job fulfilling our mission. I was with tutoring a young girl yesterday, and it was so fun to see her creativity and to see her come alive as she was telling this story about these 5 horses and one horse didn't get along, and then there were donuts falling from the sky, and it was just a wonderful story from a first grader. But to see her creatively engaging with the learning process was so much fun, and we're seeing those stories every day.
The United Way campaign continues through the first part of this year, but there's still time to make your donation. Mike Schultz reporting.
Mike Fussel's coming up next with all your local sports action. He covers Nanook and high school basketball, plus a WIO review. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Mike Fussell here with your latest local sports action. The holidays are now over and athletes are getting back to business. The Nanooks basketball team, the women's team that is, stormed the Alaska Airlines court at the Patty Center after more than a month without a home game. Alaska hosted the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. They're a team that went into the game in the number 4 slot of GNAC standings. Billings laid down a heavy defensive effort from the tip-off, keeping the Nanooks at bay with a score of 14-5 by the end of Q1. Things were near equilibrium by the half, though, with the Nooks down by just 1 point. At the break, UAF's Jordan Wilson would already have 14 points. Alaska would then go on a run, and the Bees would not get back on top until about 7 minutes left in the game. Montana would build and maintain their lead, taking the game with a final score of 59-55. And the Interior is well represented in the Lime Solar Pepsi Invitational at Anchorage Christian School. The boys basketball teams from Eielson and Delta Junction have climbed their way to the consolation finals. Delta outshot Kotzebue 75-46 on Friday, while the Ravens got a comeback over Tigakak with a tally of 62-57. The 2 Aurora Conference teams took to the court earlier today in search of a Concy Finals victory. Eielson and Delta remained even for a good portion of the game. Then Delta, with the help of Mika Helkin, grabbed 30 points in the third quarter alone, leaving the score at 55-39 after that frame. Helkin would snag 18 points by the final whistle, putting Delta on top. The Lady Huskies and Ravens also met up in the tournament after each squad posted 2 losses. We'll have full details and final scores to those matchups on Monday during the weekend recap with Joe Cook. And as we continue our year in sports review, the World Eskimo Indian Olympics drew masses to the Carlson Center for another successful summer. Here's what 2015 had to offer during the event that prides both competition and sportsmanship.
55th WIO Games started with a round of victories in the toe kick that might have given some flashbacks to earlier games. Autumn Ridley out of Anchorage won the women's title with a 56-inch jump, and Nick Hansen, who had recently competed on American Ninja Warrior, took the gold for the men's group at 7 feet and 10 inches. Both toe jump champs won just 2 years before in 2013.
Well, I didn't even hit 60, and that's like below my PR. My PR is like 64 in a competition. I just wanted to hit 60, and I went up 4 inches each time just because I didn't want to waste too much energy.
It's all right that it's this group because they're so elite, and everybody was so elite, so it was a lot of fun. But having that community and everybody helping out, like Forrest and Phil, everybody helping us out and each other, pushing each other, that's necessary, because if we didn't have each other to push each other, then we wouldn't go our distances, you know?
On night 2, Ridley continued to dominate, winning her 3rd straight Alaskan high kick title, while Casey Ferguson out of Anchorage took the men's crown with a jump of 94 inches. And Fairbanks' Donna Rexford downed her portion of Muck Tuck the quickest, finishing a 2x2 Chewy Cube in 49.3 seconds. By day 3, tests of strength and pain tolerance were taking center stage. The session kicked off with the Indian stick pull. Chris Kalamakov of Ivanov Bay won his first gold in the event.
I didn't have any time to train. I work 6 days a week, so I didn't have any time. I had no idea that I was going to go that far undefeated, so yeah, it was fun.
The ear pull pinned athletes against each other in a test of grit. Mitzi Evans won her 3rd straight ear pull title. And on the men's side, Eddie Array out of Kakavik outpulled James Lamprey for the gold.
It's like somebody is got a thin string and holding onto your wrist and dragging you on your wrist. It was tough. He just about had it a few times, and I could see his ear starting to fold, so I just went straight back. So it's years and years of practice.
The competition closed as Erica Meckel of Fairbanks pulled off a victory in the 1-foot Canadian high jump, Autumn Ridley finished the games hoisting the Howard Rock Most Outstanding Athlete Award, and Kyle Worrell, who won the men's knuckle hop, reeled in the coveted sportsmanship honors, an award many say is the embodiment of WEO.
And that about brings us to the buzzer for sports tonight. Katie Looper has your full weather forecast coming up next. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next weekend.
Welcome back to our Saturday edition, and Happy New Year. So Mike, how was your New Year's?
It was great. You know, I got to go out, see the fireworks. I'm sure a lot of people got to do that. And the weather, it was great. Got the aurora also super active, very cool.
It was totally gorgeous, and thankfully we're going to have more warm temperatures coming up next week. Start off a good new year. So let's take a look at the almanac for today, though. We had a recent high 35, recent low of 18. Record high got up to 41 in 2011, and can you believe it, 61 below in 1969. Our sun rose at 10:54 this morning and sets at 2:58 this afternoon, and our daylight 4 hours and 4 minutes, giving us an additional 3.5 minutes. Now around the state today, temperatures around 37 in Juneau with cloudy skies, partly sunny skies in Anchorage at 44, rain showers for Kodiak area at 39, and cloudy skies in Cold Bay at 33, same with Barrow at 10, and then Fairbanks interior region around 31 with partly sunny skies. Now for our lower 48 weather, we can see rain showers in Seattle around 42 degrees, warmer in Phoenix with sunny skies at 70. As for Dallas, partly sunny skies, 51, same with Minneapolis. Rain showers in the Miami area around 84, and then up there in New York, temperatures around 40 with partly sunny skies. And for next week, we can see there's going to be some fog up there in the northwest as we look on down south near Texas. Cooler temperatures and rain is expected in the south, and same with the Florida area. And then dry weather on our east coast and snow showers in the north. All right, back in Alaska, snow is likely for Nome and Barrow, mostly cloudy in Fort Yukon. Temperatures around 10 in Barrow, 14 in Fort Yukon, and 31 in Nome. For our interior, partly cloudy skies and temperatures around 22 in Fairbanks, 27 in the Delta, and then 34 in Healy. On our east side of the state, decreasing clouds in Juneau and Ketchikan with a chance for rain in the morning and temperatures in the mid-30s. Now on our west side of the state, mostly cloudy, rain and snow is likely, and temperatures in the lower 30s for Bethel and Cold Bay, and then 40 in Kodiak. Lastly, for our south central region, mostly cloudy with scattered snow showers and temperatures in the mid-30s for that region. And for tonight's forecast, temperatures around 10 degrees, partly cloudy evening for us. And then tomorrow we should expect partly cloudy skies as well, and temperatures around 20 degrees. And lastly, for extended forecast, pretty nice temperatures, I'd say, around 25 to 20 degrees, and then 15 to 20 at night. So, like I said, it's going to be beautiful next week.
Yeah, right. What a great way to kick off the year. Maybe we can keep it rolling for a couple more weeks or so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, where are those like 20 below temperatures that we're used to?
Don't even mention it. We're good with what we got.
All right, well, that'll wrap up the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News, and we're glad you could join us.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night.